8 years ago, Kim Foxx made history, becoming the first black woman to serve as Cook County's top prosecutor.
Now, as she's just days away from leaving the state's attorney's office for the final time, she is reflecting on the past.
She sat down with investigator Dorothy Tucker to discuss the highs, the lows, the recognition, and the controversies, including the Jussie Smollett case.
It is our position, based on the facts, the evidence, and the law.
I am Kim Foxx. I'm the Cook County State's Attorney.
How you feeling?
I feel good. Honestly, I remember the first day I walked in here.
The first black woman to become Cook County's state's attorney was raised by a single mother in the notorious Cabrini Green.
I have a vantage point of having been born into a really violent community, raised in this city.
What that little girl experienced here, she took to this office.
I wanted to run this office differently than my predecessors, to be unapologetic about an agenda that impacted black people.
She did what she set out to do.
This bill, this law.
Foxx led the right to abolish cash bail, making Illinois the first state to do so.
This effort to detain those who pose a real threat to our public, rather than detain those who are simply poor, is the right thing to do.
Critics feared a rise in crime when it took effect in September 2023, but a year later, the data showed most crimes, including violent crimes, were down.
Cash bail is doing what I knew it would do. I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the work.
We believe that in this case, justice has been served.
Foxx has been nationally recognized for much of her work.
We were the first office to have a chief data officer put that data out in the public. Now every major prosecutor's office in a major city has a chief data officer. We started that.
Right now, 7 convictions in a single day overturned.
The work that we've done on wrongful convictions, this office is a national model. But you wouldn't know it when we keep talking about Jussie.
Jussie Smollett. That's a sore spot.
Foxx must go! Foxx must go!
In the spring of 2019, protesters, led by the Fraternal Order of Police,
Foxx must go!
were angry after her office originally dropped the charges against Smollett in exchange for community service. Later that summer, Special Prosecutor Dan Webb was called in to investigate how Foxx's office handled the case.
I'm starting this thing fresh.
Webb's 60-page-plus report cleared Foxx of any criminal wrongdoing, but concluded there were operational failures. Under Webb, spring of 2022, the actor was found guilty of 6 counts of disorderly conduct.
I am not suicidal.
Smollett appealed his conviction.
And I am innocent.
The Illinois Supreme Court reversed the guilty verdict just days before Foxx's term came to an end.
When you look back on it, is there anything that you wish you had done differently?
When I look back on it, I would say I've never understood the international spectacle that was the Jussie Smollett coverage.
The Smollett controversy sparked criticism. Foxx was soft on crime. She took a lot of heat when she introduced a new policy for shoplifting. Instead of charging suspects a felony for stolen merchandise totaling $300, she raised the threshold to $1,000.
We feel that the policy has encouraged and emboldened more people to steal.
The reason that we took this issue on was because we were spending more resources going after low-level shoplifting cases, more than we were guns.
The outgoing Foxx makes it clear she believes she faced more scrutiny.
I absolutely think when you are elected as the first black woman that eyes are different. How do you know that Richard Daley was tougher on crime than I was? Well, was Mr. Devine tough on crime? Or did we just assume that? And if we just assume that, why? Because he was a man?
Spring of 2023.
I am announcing today that at the conclusion of my term in November of 2024, I will be stepping down as state's attorney. And I leave now with my head held high, with my heart full.
Foxx fills the boxes with her numerous awards. Photos of her family, newspapers, reminders of her accomplishments.
If you could go back and tell that little girl What would you say to her?
Keep going. And don't forget the fear, because it'll make you fight harder to protect the next little girl. The privilege to be able to protect the next little girl is what this office has afforded me.
So what's next for Foxx? She said she's going to do something she's never done before. Rest for a few months.